Okay, we should be recording. I don't know. All right, so I'm going over my trade earlier today. This was not my trade. I wish this was my trade. I'll keep it a buck. We had well, let's go over my actual trade. We'll go over that logic later. But I had a test at 9:05 in fucking quantitative analysis. It's just like if you ever heard of R Studio. It's like I'm supposed to take a real estate class, and it's just another name for R Studio. It's so stupid. But yeah, that's what I was doing at 9:05 this morning, so I wasn't really able to get elite trading in. But today ended up being super bullish in the afternoon session, I guess. I really looked. I was thinking about getting on an afternoon session trade. I low-key just hate afternoon session. I don't feel like it's good, but let's go into the trade for today. So we've been kind of just been like in a very, very strong downtrend. You know, we swept these lows. We swept these lows. I thought we might reverse off fuck these right here. I thought that might start the bullish trend, and then we had that like that Trump candle. I think it was this one, the Trump candle last week that fucked everything up, screwed the whole week up. We hit it at this low, so it was like as we swept this shit right here, very relevant low. Swept this shit, and then that news came out, and I was like, all right, this is the start of our uptrend. And then it just kind of chopped around all week. Then we get a sweep of these lows, take out this liquidity. So now potentially we get a closure here, and we'll start an uptrend. But let's dive into what we were looking at like 2 day before this trade. Imagine, well, we can just go to the replay. Start now. Yeah. So we just swept out these lows yesterday. We had a bullish day, but it's not like a reversal candle out of this liquidity. Like we're not like guaranteed going bullish. And I'll be honest, this whole week it's just been like it's hard to have a strong bias on where we're going. We still have these lows to take out. Like we have strong pulls on liquidity. We had a PSP going into today. So like you could say like, oh, we're gonna go bearish because we had a PSP and we still have this liquidity to be taken out. Liquidity trumps everything, which is true, but we're also in a strong downtrend. You don't want to bet against the market, but this could mean that we're looking for some retracement. As Monday was kind of like a reversal, we're probably going to retrace into these gaps. So using weekly logic, if you want to take out this low, what do you have to do when you create two opening gaps or 2 days of expansion? You're going to create 4 hour gaps, right? You're going to want to trade into these gaps. So if you're using that logic and you have 2 days of pretty big expansion, bearish, you're probably going to be looking for some retracement, not to the extent of what we saw today, but like, you're looking for retracement. So let's take us into today. What was today? Tuesday? Oh, this is literally the whole day. Okay. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, bruv. So, yeah, so we have an SMT with YM at these highs early in the day, and we go up and take this out. So we resync assets. YM's still above, higher in these gaps, retracing higher. Um, and then after that, you can see early on we had SMT. Let me scale down. Let's scale down. Let me zoom in. Right here. Sadly, we weren't able to confirm a two stage with that. That would have been fucking sick. But we had this SMT um into taking out. This was our 6 o'clock. Oh, this played out in the 10. So I took like the upper half of this candle, but trading view replay sucks. So you can't like this is 10 o'clock right here, like where this candle ends. But yeah, so the logic here is now I kind of want to scale to the hourly so I can talk about the logic. If you're going into this shit, we're going into this 930 candle, this opening candle, right? We have an SMT with YM on both ES. Like YM took out these highs, right? So technically YM is the stronger asset in this situation. What does it do? It hits the highs, fails to reverse them. So what can we assume? NQ and ES are likely to come take out these highs. And then what do we see inside of this gap that all assets retrace in? Oh, what do we see? A strength switch, as you can see right there on these assets. So NQ, SMT doesn't sweep these lows. YM, SMT sweeps these lows. And then we see, what is that? V-shaped reversal. If you scale it down to the 5-minute, that's a V-shaped reversal with a reversal candle right there. So C1, or C1, C2, and that's the C3, and then we're trading the continuation of the C3 to this high. So the logic here is failure to reverse this high here. We had SMT, and if you look earlier this week, this was yesterday. Yesterday, if you were to get in here for overnight session, we had SMT with YM, which allowed us to take this high. When we get to this high, we failed to reverse it, so we can assume that NQ and ES are going to come out and take out this high during 9:30, or we can assume that the sellers are going to start winning and we're going to go bearish. But before we would do that, we would assume that this high would have to be taken out because of the failure to reverse. And I'm not saying you should go in as soon as YM hits this high and doesn't reverse it. I'm not saying you should like automatically use lagging asset logic and get into a high, because I personally am not a huge fan of lagging asset logic. Like I feel like it plays out not like, especially intraday, like it's like 40% if I'm being honest. Like if you just traded lagging asset logic, like let's say ES is the strongest asset in a bullish trend and it hits a high, and then let's make it more realistic. NQ is the strongest asset, and ES is usually the middle guy, so it's the second strongest, is the lagging asset. It hits a high, and then you trade, use it, and it doesn't reverse it right away, and then you say, oh, ES is gonna go probably take that high. That doesn't play out as much as you would think. Like the logic is there, but like the win percentage on that, like it hits every now and then. It does, but you should always be in on the strongest asset, no matter what. Like that's just trading number one, or trading logic 101. So yeah. So we're kind of looking for like two types of confirmation, because you don't just want to use lagging asset. You don't just want to use failure to reverse as your only reasoning. So you hit the high, you consolidate, expansion met with the consolidation. What's our manipulation? Well, where does the market go from consolidation? Consolidation to manipulation to expansion. So once you enter consolidation, you're looking for manipulation. What's the manipulation? Why I'm taking out these lows, forming an SMT with NQ. So we open up today with that SMT in mind. And with ES, actually, ES is usually the middle asset. Today it was trading the strongest. So with ES trading like that, and I had this test, this fucking coding test at 9:05. I literally just sped through that thing. I think I was done in 15 minutes because I wanted to trade. Did I fail it? Potentially. Potentially, I'm not gonna lie. But as soon as I get on the charts, I'm like, fucking hell yes. Because we have a great trade. We have that SMT overnight. I wasn't able to do all this market analysis. I'll keep it a buck. Like I got on my screen and I'll be honest, I saw this intraday SMT right here, and then I saw like another SMT playing out on the 7:30. If I had known we also had this and we had a resync on the assets, like for these to take this high, I would have been more confident in this trade, let's say. Like it was a good trade, but it wasn't like all of the stars were aligning. Like it was good, but it wasn't like, holy fuck, I'm putting my whole account on this shit, which you should never do, by the way. If you're gonna trade, very risky. You're trading 2% of your account. Usually trade 1% of your account, and even that's the pushing it. So we open up. I don't know when I got done my test is around this time, but as you can see here, YM comes down to this 8:15 low, which this is why I was like, if I didn't see all this stuff in the morning, or I saw this SMT. I didn't see everything else, so I wasn't like, and this it when this low was swept here, I'm like, that's a relevant low, but you have a way more relevant low with totally with resting orders on this one. So I was like, not crazy about this trade because a lot of the times you'll see this get manipulated, but YM has to take out, and then you see a little reversal, and it's like, oh, you come back down because aggressive sellers want to see this low taken out before getting bullish. But we see this clean reversal candle into this low, buyers pushing up. Definitely we're resting orders on this. If you didn't see this type of candle, you're probably not getting in on it. And if you can see on the CVD, it was a bearish candle. If you guys don't understand order flow concepts, I'm not going to go into that today. I'll make some videos on it, but I strongly suggest you start learning because if you combine ICT with order flow, oh my God, you will get profitable. By the way, I'm just trading in eval. I'm not profitable yet, but I'm like 6 months deep right now, and I've been trading for 7 months now, but I've been like grinding, studying 2 hours a day, and I'm on my first eval. I'm already up 2,000. I was at 2,991, and I blew up uh, because I tried to get $9 on a market order. We're gonna talk about that another time, but shit, I'm back to like 2,000, and today we won, so it's whatever. I've been trading very good except for last week, which is another story. Anyways, we take out this low, and if you don't get like there was aggressive sellers in, so we can clearly tell that there is absorption at this level of the sellers from buyers. There were orders resting on this low. If you didn't get this, then that like we'd have no tell that there are actually resting orders here, so it wouldn't be that relevant a low because we have this one, but we get that absorption and then we get an expansion away here. Ah fuck. Here. Um and we were able to hop in NQ at this level. So we hopped in NQ, we set our lows around, we set them on these lows right here, this swing down. We got an NQ right around here. Is where no, because our 2R was a little bit above this high. This was my trade right here. With these, yeah, so this was our, fucking hell. So this was our trade. So, once we saw all those confluences and obviously, where's that 815? We have a giant SMT with that reversal away at that level. YM, we also see the expansion here, and we see a trade away. Did it take a minute? Yes, but we do, we see it definitely reverse this level, and then we see buyer support right here. So that was our trade for the day, and let me tell you something about asset trade management. Okay, we did not get in on ES. We missed that. I mean, we were in the trade around here, so ES hadn't swept as high. Would we have wanted to get in on ES? Yeah, we were taking a test, circumstances, bro. Like we were taking a test. Would you every other time you're in on ES, by the way, if it's the strongest asset and closest to the liquidity, because you don't know how this is going to react to this liquidity. So as soon as ES tapped this high, I get out. So I actually got out like literally right here, I think, on the trade. This was my trade. And yeah, it's not good risk to reward, but you know what's worse? Like, um, long term, what's worse? Waiting to like get a lagging asset and just hoping that we don't reverse after ES takes out the high. Like long term, I could have lost $500 and like it never hit my 2R, technically. It never hit my 2R. It just comes up to the high and then reverses off of it. Well, I'll show you in a second. It taps this high and then it reverses off of it. So it never technically hit my 2R. Would I have taken profit there? 100%. Or I would at least would have moved my take to like I would have trailed like probably right there. But um guys, if you see the strongest asset take out the liquidity in question, You are out of that trade. And this is earlier. I didn't actually place anything on this. I was looking for a continuation, possibly. Um, I'll tell you something about trade management, right? You get out of this trade because you don't know what's going to happen at this level. You don't know what's going to happen once ES sweeps its high. There are orders placed up here. This is a very relevant high. Very relevant high. A lot of orders are going to be placed here. You don't know how the market's going to react to this liquidity, these resting orders, these resting sell orders, or these resting buy orders. It could shoot up or it could go straight down. So you're getting out, and I'll tell you, it's hard when you're up 260 on NASDAQ. It's hard to click the sell button. When you're up 260 and you still have liquidity to be taken, it's hard to click the sell button. But I'm telling you, long term, you will be more profitable because of it. So I actually sold right here. And then I was like, all right, so we're probably going to hit this high, get some retracement, which did happen. And then I'm like, I'm still going to look for either a continuation or if we do get a clean reversal, I'm going to look on YM and I'm going to see if we can get in a trade on that. So I'm going to pull out this, we're out of this trade. This was my potential. If we got my potential continuation reversal, so if you got a closure above these highs, like NQ was able to tap into these highs and close above this high and show and like trade through all those sell orders and then close above them, um, which would show seller exhaustion. Then I'm gonna get in a long and I'm gonna watch this market continue because YM still has liquidity to take out. So like YM just fucking it really wants to go higher, guys. Yeah. No, but like you get what I mean. Like there is a continuation entry there. We have seller exhaustion. We didn't have enough orders placed here, but it was a super relevant high. So you don't want to like you just want to get out and protect your wins. And you also want to let your wins ride. There's two different scenarios in this, but the liquidity was taken. It was significant liquidity, so you're getting out. You're getting out of the trade. Um, yeah. So now we watch this play out. Where the hell? Why is my CVD gone? Did I get rid of that? I want you guys to look at this. Yeah, so we hit that high. I wouldn't say this is a reversal yet. I wouldn't say till you like get through this imbalance area, fair value gap, inefficiency, whatever you want to call it. This is an area protected by buyers. They don't want to see this price go down below. Um, oh yeah, so this is what I saw. So I was like, all right, we're either gonna get a continuation entry on ES closure above, which we were getting close to. But at this point, the market kind of stalled, and like I was like, all right, I don't really see anything here, I'll be honest. And I think I got off like no, not yet. I got off at this candle. I had just taken a test. I studied all morning, studied all last night. I hadn't eaten, and I'm a fucking idiot because I was literally just patiently waiting. I had two options. I had either continuation or reversal on YM. And I'm like just eating. I'm like, well, if I see this fair value gap get inversed, then I'll get in a short. But what do? We come down and we just barely, and then we barely don't close below it, this gap right here, and then we see all this level tapped into and defended by buyers. So I'm like, all right, I think it's just going to be like a little like consolidation chop for the rest of the day. And part of this was me being hungry and lazy, and I just hit a trade. So don't do what I do. Be patient. These markets don't owe you anything. They trade the way they want to trade, and you got to ride the wave. But and then you can see on this next candle, boom, right there. Where's your entry? This I didn't take this by the way, but you could say you can call me out on my bullshit. I bullshit a lot. I 1,000% would have taken this trade to this low. 2R would have been here. I'm telling you, the way I took you think I wouldn't take it out here? Look, I took fucking out. I took NQ out here because he swept it. I'm telling you, I would have. I'm fucking telling you. Anyways, yeah, so we get the reversal signature, we get the inverse value gap, and this is a little bit of hindsight trading I'm about to do. because like I wouldn't have seen this in real time. But this is the lesson I took away from today. So I've been telling you guys about order flow, right? You fucking learn order flow. It's so good. It's so good. We see this level get respected. We see buyers. We switch to buyers here. We were going down. We switch to buyers, right? Aggressive buyers step in. They're defending this level. So now we have all these buyers stepping in and trying to push us up, right? So as soon as we make this move, this closure down, all these buyers get trapped. What does getting trapped mean? Getting trapped mean is you just got in a buy position, and now you have all these aggressive sellers stepping in. And where's your stop? Your stop is right here. That's where you're placing your stop if you're getting in a buy and if you're smart. But like, so all these buyers step in. They're getting in a buy. Where's their sell order? It's right here. What are they doing after this daddy wick comes in? They're probably just covering their losses. I would hope. I would hope they're moving their stop up to around these levels because they're getting fucked on right now. But all these people, it's called getting trapped. So all these buyers get trapped and they're forced to sell their positions. So on top of the aggressive sellers coming in, this is not just trapped buyers. This is aggressive sellers coming into the market and pushing us down because they saw liquidity get taken. But yes, and NQ, they saw the asset resynchronization institutions. They're smarter than us. They saw that shit. Shit we're not even looking for, like, until we see it in hindsight. Um, they saw all that stuff. They start to push the market down. They want these lows. They want these lows. And what happens to these buyers that got trapped? They have to sell their positions on top of aggressive sellers, which will accelerate the bearish movement down because of these trapped buyers. So this was actually like, I mean, this is all hindsight stuff. Next time I see this in real time, I think I'll be able to pick up on it. But like, so this, I was like, if I want to see this reversal, I kind of just want to see it go bang bang, V-shape reversal. But what's really happening here is all these buyers are getting trapped, and not it's making our case even stronger here when this wick comes through because now you're closing below all these positions, not just wicking down, you're closing through all these positions, and all these buyers, I guarantee, they see this candle, they're not holding right till right there, they're getting out of that trade. So you just have buyers getting trapped, and what's it gonna do? Accelerate the bearish movement down to the low. Boom. Takes out this low where the orders are, then reverses off of it. So I'm just mad. After a win, I probably would have only risked like 300, but it would have been 1 to 4, which again isn't great. Like I'm a 2 to 1 trader, so I'm always looking for 2R, but like also like you're gonna have to manage your trades smart, guys. Like trading 2 to 1 isn't just like you map out a 2 to 1 trade and it hits 2 to 1 every time. Like it's way more, it's a long-term thing really, and it's way more complicated than just that. Like sometimes you're gonna see your trade play out for like till here, and then your structure just gets broken and you're here, and it's like it's not like you're just being a pussy and not holding your trade till here. Like no, like your structure, your idea was broken, and you just trail your stop here. So technically, your risk was now 6 to 6, 6.7 to 1R. And then you're gonna have times like this where technically your risk was 1.68 or whatever, 1.4 to 1R. And that's just gonna happen. That's my hypothetical trade. I wish I got it. I swear to God, I was looking for the inverse of that fair value gap. I swear to you. I swear to fucking God. And if you say I'm bullshitting, then fuck you. But yeah, we were trading it to this low. But no. So yeah, my real trade was on NQ. It was up to around here. I caught this movement right here. Did I want to hold to the high after seeing ES take it out? No, not necessarily. And also look for the signature a lot. And I said we'll take it out either low or high. It'll tap into it, and then it'll kind of retrace, and then it'll reverse off the second time because it'll take out all these orders. It didn't even look like it tapped into it that hard here, but I don't even know if it did, man. it'll tap into all these orders. I don't even know if we tapped into it to be honest here, but like in a case where it does, sometimes it'll tap, it'll bounce off, it'll retrace for a second, and then it'll just be like reversal aggressive buyers trying to get in. And then it'll come back and it'll take it out a second time, and like people will jump in at that time to look for the reversal. They're trying to get the price at discount, and they'll jump in as it's retracing, and then it will reverse. I swear to God, like look for that next time you're trading, and then if it doesn't reverse there, that's when you might want to look for a continuation entry, or just like you're not trading that straight up. So, anyways, market movement was not great today. Like there was no crazy movement. Like this was all you're able to catch on the bullish side, and then the reversal. You only really called it to 8:30. What's this? Ah, fuck. 6:30 lows. But I think the rest of the day, which I don't love trading afternoon, and I won't trade at 12 o'clock. Here we go. 12:30. Like, who the fuck is trading right now? Super bullish movement. Like, the rest of the day, we saw the daily closure. I mean, genuinely, like, what? Like, look at these two candles, bro. This is our entire AM session movement. And someone called this out. Someone called this out. One of the traders I follow, George Trades. You guys should follow him. He called this out. He was like, I'm looking for the next 6 hour candle. I'm looking for 12 o'clock movement because 12 o'clock will open up a new phase for price. And god damn it, he was right. I wonder if he traded 12 o'clock. I gotta check that. What a nut, dude. I'm just kind of looking at what happened now. I mean, yeah, if you catch yourself trading at 12:30, like, yeah, you might have won today, I guess. I don't fucking know. If you do that consistently, I'll put my house. I don't even have a house, my future house. I'll put my children that don't even exist yet. I'll put my daughter, because, yeah, I'll put my daughter on it. I take that back. I'll put my house on it. But, I mean, yeah, what I'm trying to say is don't trade at 12:30 if you want to be consistently profitable. Like, it's just not smart. I'm pretty much done with this market analysis. The way I trade is ICT plus order flow. That was my deep analysis on my trading day today. Yeah, did I fuck up and get impatient and miss YM? Yeah, but I took you through the logic of why, like, of how to manage your risk here, on NQ. Manage your fucking risk. Don't be stupid. Pull out when liquidity gets taken. And, worst case, it goes up to here. Worst case, you have a second entry. Well, I'm saying hypothetically, it was a continuation. You have a second entry with actually a better stop loss if that happens. So, like, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, just get out, take your money, and then get in again if it continues. Like, be smart about this shit. Treat it like a business. Like, if you guys are here to trade for fun and gamble and just hold until your 2 hour hits every time and hold until, like, we go to the moon, bro, like, you're not going to make money. You're not going to be profitable. I'm not even profitable technically yet. Like, I'm in an eval. My first eval ever. Up to bands on him. Not even profitable, but I'm very confident that I will be. And like this is my long-term plan. Like fuck corporate, fuck working for somebody. Like like this is what I want to do, and I treat this shit seriously. And like you can tell the way I talk about this shit. Like I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. Listen to the way I trade, and take my logic and use it. But that's all for today's market analysis. Peace.